Poisoning, though, because of the fragments of the bullets that are still inside her body. We spoke to her today about her recovery.
When this date comes around, it's a reflection for me personally to have gratitude to be alive and recognize the long road, been on, as well as, pay respect to the people that were killed that night.
Very strong woman. Grimmett is also a cancer survivor, and she has created an online community to help inspire and encourage others. Her Facebook page is I Am a Warrior, and we wish her all the best of luck. All right, now let's head it back into the studio with Brian for more of a look at today's top stories.
Let's get everyone up to date on the very latest coronavirus numbers. Nevada reporting more than 400 new cases, adding to the case total, bringing it to over 80,000. More than 1,600 people have died. Hospitalizations haven't had any dramatic changes this week. Most of the state cases come out of Clark County. We have over 67,000 cases and nearly 1,400 have died. The recovery rate stands at over 92%. Time has run out for some 45,000 airline workers, many of them being furloughed or laid off today after the government's $25 billion payroll support program expired. At least 44,000 other employees took early exit packages, voluntarily leaving their jobs, and more than 74,000 are taking unpaid leave, preventing even more job cuts. United and American Airlines say if Congress makes a deal, they can reverse the furloughs, but it has to come in, quote, the next few days. Now, those cuts are affecting and impacting employees locally at Spirit, Allegiant, and United. Earlier this summer, these airlines sent notices to the state's unemployment office about furloughs and layoffs in Vegas. Allegiant Airlines has cut 220 administrative positions, including 87 employees at its headquarters here. 100 pilots were furloughed today, but Allegiant could not specify where they're based. United is furloughing more than 13,000 employees nationally. Spirit Airlines will temporarily furlough 101 first officers and 185 flight attendants locally. We spoke to gaming historian David Schwartz, who says our economy is reliant on that fly-in traffic.
One of the great drivers of success in Southern Nevada economically is having airline capacity. So the fewer airline seats there are coming to Las Vegas, the fewer tourists we can have here spending money.
Schwartz says it will take a few years for the airline industry to adjust. In a notice to Dieter, United Airlines says it does not expect demand to go back to normal until after there is a COVID vaccine. Metro Police reveal plans for a new training facility. It is designed to better prepare officers for the various threats, including an active shooter situation. 8 News Now reporter Kristen Drummond shows us that project and how it may enhance first responders' abilities to serve our community.
Construction crews are already moving dirt on this 40 acres of land in the Far East Valley to build a one-of-a-kind, reality-based training center, not only for officers and first responders here locally, but regionally as well as nationally.
So we've had requests from 80 separate agencies to be part of this.
Sheriff Joe Lombardo, Governor Steve Sisolak, and other local leaders gather to highlight the need for this multi-jurisdictional project. That includes training for active shooters and other high-stress situations.
What we're trying to do is create that environment through a training process and let them experience those different types of incidents on a regular basis versus when it happens.
The first phase consists of 2 buildings totaling 150,000 square feet. One site has classrooms and mat rooms, while the other features a technical training village, a space large enough to simulate certain scenarios at a casino, gas station, or bank.
The training departments tend to get shoved into buildings we're not using, floors that we're not using of buildings. We're just kind of put in the back room. This is going to be the first place that all training can happen throughout the agencies.
Metro anticipates the entire first phase of the project to be completed by the end of 2021. Reporting in the East Valley, Kristen Drummond, 8 News Now.
And still ahead here at 5 o'clock, there has been a lot of preparation as we head in now to the 3rd year that we're honoring 1 October. And just ahead, we're going to look at some of the efforts being done by volunteers for the upkeep of this beautiful healing garden. We will also talk to Route 91 survivors about the wine they created to remember that night, how you can try a bottle and support the community. First, though, let's check in with Ted.
Thank you, Denise. Could we break more heat records? We'll show you the updated forecast in your most accurate weather. That's straight ahead.
Closed captioning.
Take a look at this mural, just part of how 1 October is being remembered across the valley. The mural reads, "October 1st is a day Vegas will never forget. This wall is for the angels." This is near Westcliff and Tenaya, not too far from Summerlin Parkway. It was organized by local artist Quito Lucero. We'll now go to Denise, live at the Healing Garden.
Well, Brian, one of today's remembrance events will be here at the Healing Garden, and we have done this every year. Mayor Carolyn Goodman will be reading the names of the lives that were lost on 1 October. It is a candlelit ceremony. It happens just around 10 o'clock. It is emotional, it is moving, and Hector Mejia has more on the upkeep of this Healing Garden, so it is just right for tonight's ceremony.
In the trenches of the Healing Garden, you'll find 1 October survivor Sue Ann Cornwell and Eddie Schmitz. Both are volunteers.
Well, I call it my church without walls.
The serenity here is something I haven't found anywhere else.
That serenity spreading like wings over the garden. 58 trees honor the lives killed on the night of the 1 October massacre. Images of bright sunny days memorialize their short time on Earth. One of the victims was Denise Berditis, who perished in Cornwell's vehicle.
She was put in the truck and I tried to get her to the hospital. And she passed away in her husband's arms on the way to the hospital.
The Healing Garden is where Cornwell has managed to find peace. The 55-year-old retired school bus driver had to face another tragedy after the shooting.
A year later, I lost my mom, and so then it even hit me more.
For Schmitz, being a caretaker has helped him navigate through his own life.
I'm a 100% PTSD disabled vet, and kind of get what some of these people went through.
He knows the garden so well that he can probably name and find every tree with his eyes closed.
It's hard work, but the reward comes from above.
Hector Mejia, 8 News Now.
And we would like for you to be able to see the ceremony that's going to be happening tonight. So right at 10 o'clock, we will be cutting into programming to show you that for just a couple of minutes, the reading of the names. Then you can head over to 8newsnow.com, our website, and also our Facebook page, where we will actually carry the entire ceremony live streaming on those two sources. And then our regular CBS programming can be seen in its entirety immediately after that at about 10:02.